This is all the Real Madrid news that came out April 4th. And I want to start out with this. Tchouaméni is Real Madrid's player of the month. Now today Ancelotti had a press conference. And also the squad list came out. Now he talked about several things. Courtois, Lunin, and Fran Gonzalez. Arda Güler or Endrick possibly playing. But as always, I made a separate video on this. And also on the squad list. But anyways, we had training. And Ceballos is training with the group. And he is now in the final stretch of his recovery from the injury. And also Eder Militao. Now, know that Courtois is in pain, but he's expected to start against Arsenal. But right now, we have a goalkeeper situation. Like I said, Courtois has pain, and he was not called up. Fran Gonzalez is likely to start, and Lunin has muscle tear in his left calf, and will have tests today. But Carlitos Sonda is saying that Lunin is expected to start. Now, if you're enjoying the video so far, just like the video so I know. And also, if you want to stay updated with Real Madrid news, just follow. Now, speaking of Arsenal, players who will miss the second leg at the Bernabeu if they get a yellow card at the Emirates. Rudiger, Luka Modric, Camavinga, and Endrick. Declan Rice, Martinelli, and Timber. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Rudiger, Mbappe, Ceballos, and Vini. Remember that UEFA was going to investigate them for their celebration after they beat Atletico de Madrid. And well, UEFA will not suspend any Real Madrid player against Arsenal. Rudiger got fined 40,000, Mbappe got fined 30,000, Ceballos got fined 20,000, and Vini did not get a fine. Rudiger and Mbappe also got one match suspension warning if they repeat. And also for the Copa del Rey, Real Madrid will get 26,000 tickets for the Copa del Rey final. The ticket prices will be from 72 euros to 270 euros. Now also talking about Rudiger, Real Madrid want to renew Rudiger's contract, but players open to it. Real Madrid considering breaking the 30+ renewal rule for Rudiger and offer him a 2 to 3 year contract. Rudiger has big offers from the Saudi Pro League, but he is open to an extension. He feels that Real Madrid appreciate him. And well, speaking of Rudiger, he also had an interview. They asked him about taking the winning penalty against Atleti. In that moment, I just want to take responsibility because Endrick had just entered the match. I was thinking, imagine if he misses, and he's still young. He's also in a period where he's not always playing. So I took the responsibility because if things went wrong, I think I could deal with this better in this moment. Best match at Real Madrid. I played many games, but what changed everything for me at Real Madrid was the match against Manchester City versus Holland. Toughest attacker I faced in La Liga? Julian Alvarez. Was being a professional footballer my childhood dream. It was more about my family. To take my family out of poverty. If I say it was a dream, I lie. They asked him Jude Bellingham or Jamal Musiala. He said Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham or Rodri? He said Jude Bellingham. Mohamed Salah or Vini? He said Vini. Ozil or Luka Modric? Luka Modric. Luka Modric or Iniesta? He said Luka Modric. Ancelotti or Tuchel? He said Ancelotti. And also Mbappe talked about Ancelotti. Ancelotti knows when he has to be a father, a boss, a friend, and a coach. He is a legendary coach. It's very good to have a coach like Ancelotti. And speaking of Ancelotti, Carleto Ancelotti's future is in his hands. If he wins titles this season, the club will let him stay. And he'll decide whether he wants to leave or not. On the other hand, Xabi Alonso is waiting. There have been contacts, but it'll depend on the season ending. Xabi Alonso knows that things will be different at Real Madrid than what he has at Bayer Leverkusen. He likes to bring the players he wants, but he knows the club's strategy of only moves that are profitable both financially and sportingly. No matter how much influence the manager has, Xabi accepts it. But that doesn't mean he will not put pressure. Xabi Alonso loves Martin Zubimendi and will love to work with him. There's a possibility Alonso joins Real Madrid this summer. And that's why they're Real Madrid Zubimendi links. And they asked Athena, a Real Madrid femenil player, would you play for Barca or Atleti? No, my principles and values are above everything. I've been a Real Madrid fan since I was little. If I'm left without a team, I'll look for another profession. If you accept me and cope, I'll become a journalist. And Mikel Arteta said this, I feel excited to face Real Madrid. I think we've been drawn up against a rival we're all most excited about. Because historically, they are the kings of the competition. And today, Kevin De Bruyne announces his departure from Manchester City. And Toni Kroos said special player congrats. And Ivan Zamorano, the current record holder for most goals scored in debut season for Real Madrid, he said Kylian Mbappe will be my record. And Vini replied to Cristiano Ronaldo, who scored 2 goals today. He said our very own idol. And speaking of Vini, Selma was doing his celebration. And lastly, Marcelo was with Michael B. Jordan. And well, with that being said, let me know what you guys thought about the news.